I want to... No? This is fine. First of all, I'd like to greet everyone. Hong Fa Chai, Happy Chinese New Year to everyone, Chinese and other races who are celebrating Chinese New Year. Yang Abang Muhammad Tuan Ling Guan Eng, the Right Honourable Chief Minister of Penang, YB Jagdip Singh Deo, the Exco in charge of housing, YB Malik, YB Hock Singh, and Dr. Jason Teo of Henry Butcher, Mr. To Chin Dong, my deputy in Reda, and fellow committee members, and fellow developers, members of the press, thank you for being here this morning. Thank you, YBCM, for graciously agreeing to launch Maypax this year, and YB Jagdip for taking time off to come as well. I want to thank, first of all, our partners, Henry Butcher, and also Property Guru, my organizer, Ng Chin Yu, and Calvin and Edward, Sean, Helen, and Max from Henry Butcher. Thank you for doing everything, for arranging all the speakers. I want to talk about 4 matters today, and I put them under the alphabet C. What we are all facing today as developers, the first one is the cost issue. We all know that other than one particular vegetable that someone claimed is going down, everything else is going up. Cost of living is going up. So we all have this pressure of labor shortage, fuel and energy hikes, cost of living. You know, we read so much about it, and everybody is concerned. And of course, also the other matter that has happened recently, the big depreciation of our ringgit. All these issues have directly, indirectly caused the costs for developers to go up. Labor, material, things like copper, things that have pegged to the foreign markets. All this have pushed our costs up. Land prices are rising far faster than our selling prices, and those are causing problems because whatever we are building and selling today is our historical cost. And what we need to do in future, we are under pressure because we cannot buy land at today's rates and sell at today's prices. So those are issues for us. And other matters like compliance costs, such as drainage contribution, requirements from IWK, JKR, and other authorities, all these have added costs to developers. So that's the first problem we are facing today, costs. Second C I want to talk about is the consumer. The loans to house buyers have been tightened, but that does not take into account that salaries will be increasing over the tenure or the time life of the loan. So when the banks have tightened lending since the beginning of last year, a lot of people who want to buy cannot afford to buy because they cannot get the loan. We and the state can continue to build affordable housing, but without housing loans for the buyers, particularly the first-time buyers, how are they going to own a house? So, you know, this is something that the federal budget has failed to address in a very big way. They have not addressed the needs of the first-time buyers. They have not considered that loans should be given in a more sympathetic way, and interest rates should be a lot lower for first-time buyers. The people who basically complain about ownership, about prices, are the first-time buyers. So the budget has failed to address the needs of the first-time buyers. For the first-time buyer, I wish to commend YB Jagdip for his role in SPAC, and they fine-tuned the criteria on who should qualify to be first-time buyers for affordable housing. REDA has given our input as and when we are sought out, and we are happy to be part of YB Jagdip's review of qualification. We are happy to be part of Guan Eng's government's initiatives towards housing the poor and the homeless. I think no society can progress unless those issues are addressed. And the third C I want to talk about is confidence. Because house buyers, investors, industrialists, and also, yes, us developers have confidence in the long-term economic well-being of Penang, we will continue to put money where our mind and our heart is. We have a love for the state, and we have been here for a long time, the local developers, and today we see a lot of developers from elsewhere, particularly the Klang Valley, come in. Good governance and a clean government is the foundation of confidence and trust. This is the solid rock upon which enterprise and investment can grow and thrive. We are happy to hear of increasing investment flow into Penang. Maybe YAB will tell us a little bit more what he has not told us so far, but it would appear that it's some good news. So we know that big tourism numbers. We can see the tourists in the city center. And then, of course, you have IKEA, you have the bridge and other infrastructure coming, tunnel and all that. But we are at a stage where people are also very worried about rising costs of living, whether there's worse to come. And for me, from what I know, I think there will be further rationalization of subsidies. Basically, what the federal government is using a very technical term to tell you that they're making it more expensive for you by withdrawing subsidies. So fuel and electricity hikes are still coming over the next few months. Why? Because TNB is signed up with a couple of IPPs to buy electricity from them starting March 2015 at very high rates than what they are buying from the IPPs currently. So you know when TNB buys electricity very high, they will on-sell the electricity to us consumers at higher rates. So developers are now squeezed by slowing demand on one side, and I think demand this year will slow maybe 30%. So we have slowing demand on one side, but rising construction costs on the other side. And this is where REDA needs to appeal to YAB to please hold back, please defer further levies or restrictions, allow whatever you have mooted to take effect, and allow the market to adjust accordingly. YAB, this is the time to help us, not to burden us. So please engage REDA as part of your transparency and accountability motto in CAT before introducing new policy changes. You can get our feedback. We are always available. You can consider the implications that we think could happen before implementation. The case in point is, of course, I've written to YAB, is the hike in drainage contribution costs across the board. And those matters affect us. So the last C, of course, is competence. When Penang flourishes, thrives, grows in wealth, employment, prosperity, we all benefit together. The property sector is tied to the economic well-being of Penang. We all what together. So if the state fails, we will suffer. But thank you, YAB. Thank you for your team, YB Jagdip, YB Malik, YB Hock Singh, YB Chow, the other people who are not here.